Welcome to another explosive update. Today, we have a jaw-dropping, game-changing twist that is guaranteed to shatter the Forrester and Finnegan families forever. A miracle pregnancy, a brutal, line-in-the-sand ultimatum, and a devastating, heart-stopping showdown at Il Giardino are about to set the screen on fire. Hello, I'm Emma Bennett from the B&B Spoilers YouTube channel. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is pregnant. But this joyous, miraculous news is instantly overshadowed by the dark, suffocating, and ever-present cloud of Sheila. The luxurious cliff house is about to become ground zero for the most intense, high-stakes marital war we have ever witnessed on daytime television. The stakes have never been higher, the emotions have never been more raw, and the fallout will be absolutely catastrophic for everyone involved in this twisted family dynamic. The tension inside the cliff house has been thick enough to cut with a knife for weeks. Steffy and John Finnegan have been locked in an apocalyptic, soul-crushing marital battle over his delusional, dangerous desire to let Sheila back into their lives. Every single conversation between the once happy couple has ended in vicious screaming matches, bitter tears, and violently slamming doors. The very foundation of their marriage is crumbling, cracking under the immense, unbearable weight of Finn's misguided loyalty to his biological mother. Amidst this suffocating, toxic stress, Steffy begins to notice the undeniable, telltale physical signs. The sudden waves of dizziness, the bone-deep exhaustion, the unmistakable biological changes that she knows all too well from her previous pregnancies. Standing alone in her luxurious, marble-clad bathroom, her hands trembling uncontrollably, she stares down at a plastic pregnancy test. The two bright pink lines stare back at her, confirming the absolute impossible. She is carrying another child. For a fleeting, beautiful second, pure, unadulterated joy washes over the fierce Forrester co-CEO. A new life is growing inside her. A new, precious baby to join Kelly and Hayes in their beautiful home by the ocean. But that joyous warmth is instantly, violently ripped away, replaced by a cold, paralyzing, bone-chilling terror. How on earth can she bring a new, innocent life into this chaotic world when her husband is actively trying to open their front door to a convicted, bloodthirsty psychopath? Steffy's primal maternal instincts kick into absolute overdrive. The fear evaporates, leaving behind a blinding, white-hot fury. She transforms in an instant from a conflicted, exhausted wife into a fierce, unstoppable, ruthless protector. She looks at her pale reflection in the bathroom mirror, her dark eyes hardening with absolute, unbreakable resolve. This unborn child will never be a pawn in Sheila's twisted, sinister, manipulative games. This innocent baby will not grow up looking over its shoulder, terrified of the shadows. The line in the sand must be drawn today, and it must be drawn with absolute permanence. When Finn finally returns to the cliff house after another grueling shift at the hospital, the atmosphere inside the living room is heavy, suffocating, and charged with dangerous electricity. He expects another bitter argument, another exhausting debate about forgiveness, empathy, and second chances. Instead of shouting, he finds his wife standing silently by the massive glass windows, staring out at the violently crashing waves of the Pacific Ocean. Her posture is rigid, unyielding, and her silence is absolutely deafening. Finn cautiously approaches, the heavy guilt of their recent, explosive fights weighing heavily on his broad shoulders. He reaches out a hesitant hand, desperately hoping to bridge the massive, aching chasm between them, but Steffy turns around, her expression completely unreadable and cold as ice. Without uttering a single syllable, Steffy raises her trembling hand and hands him the positive pregnancy test. The air leaves Finn's lungs in a sudden, sharp, audible gasp. The handsome, dedicated doctor is completely and utterly blindsided by the small plastic device. A massive, overwhelming wave of emotion crashes over him, profound shock, staggering disbelief, and then, a surging, blinding tide of pure happiness. He looks up at his beautiful wife, hot tears of joy welling in his dark eyes, ready to pull her into a desperate, loving, passionate embrace. He foolishly thinks that this miracle baby is the ultimate cure, the divine intervention that will magically save their fractured, bleeding marriage. He is dead wrong. As he steps forward, arms outstretched, Steffy physically recoils, stepping back with her eyes flashing with a dangerous, protective, maternal fire. She absolutely refuses to let him touch her. Instead, she stands her ground and delivers the most brutal, uncompromising, terrifying ultimatum of their entire relationship. Her voice is ice cold, sharp as a razor, slicing through the heavy tension in the room like a surgical scalpel. She looks him dead in the eye and tells him that this child is indeed a profound blessing, but it is also the absolute final catalyst for their survival as a family. This child, Steffy declares, her voice trembling with raw, unfiltered, volcanic rage, will never, ever know the existence of its evil, psychotic grandmother. She lays all her cards on the table, leaving zero room for interpretation. There will be no more exhausting debates. There will be no more dangerous compromises. There will be no more secret meetings or sympathetic hugs. If Finn wants to be a father to this unborn baby, if he wants to remain a husband to her, he must act immediately. He must sever the toxic cord with Sheila permanently, totally, and publicly, without a single ounce of hesitation. The ultimatum hangs in the air, heavy, absolute, and utterly terrifying. Steffy makes it crystal clear, her voice unwavering: if Finn chooses to keep the door cracked open for Sheila, even a fraction of an inch, she will pack her bags tonight. She will take Kelly, she will take Hayes, and she will take this unborn baby, and she will leave him forever. She promises to strip him of his entire family, to legally and physically remove him from their lives, all to protect them from the monster that gave birth to him. Finn is completely paralyzed. The sheer, devastating gravity of Steffy's words hits him like a runaway freight train. He looks at the woman he loves more than life itself, the fiercely protective mother of his children, and sees the absolute terror, exhaustion, and ironclad determination in her beautiful eyes. In that heart-stopping moment, the dangerous delusion shatters into a million pieces. The manipulative fog that Sheila had cast over his mind instantly lifts. He suddenly, horrifyingly realizes the catastrophic magnitude of what he is about to lose. His incredible wife. His precious children. His entire future, his legacy, his happiness, all of it is dangling over a cliff, about to be sacrificed for a woman who was fundamentally incapable of genuine, selfless love. The agonizing choice is instantaneous. The confusing, biological pull he felt toward Sheila is violently, permanently eclipsed by the overwhelming, primal, ferocious duty of a father protecting his young. Finn's handsome expression hardens into a mask of pure stone. The sympathetic, conflicted, easily manipulated son dies in that exact, pivotal moment, replaced by a ruthless, fiercely protective, unstoppable patriarch. He gives Steffy a single, definitive, silent nod. He doesn't need to speak, his eyes convey everything. He knows exactly what he has to do, and he is going to do it right now. Finn storms out of the cliff house, his heart pounding a frantic, aggressive rhythm against his ribs. He throws himself into his car, his grip on the steering wheel turning his knuckles stark white as he slams his foot on the gas pedal. The frantic drive to El Giardino is a chaotic blur of surging adrenaline, mounting fury, and sickening regret. Every single horrific memory of Sheila's manipulation, her violent crimes, the alley shooting, the emotional terrorism she inflicted on his wife, it all flashes through his mind in a rapid, agonizing montage, fueling his explosive rage. He realizes now, with sickening clarity, how dangerously close he came to sacrificing his beautiful, innocent family. He almost threw away his entire world for a parasitic monster who feeds on his empathy and uses his good heart as a weapon against his own wife. As he aggressively pulls his car into the restaurant's parking lot, the tires screeching against the pavement, Finn's resolve is absolute and unbreakable. He is about to deliver a fatal, crushing blow to Sheila's darkest, most desperate dreams, and he is not going to hold anything back. Inside the bustling El Giardino, Sheila is buzzing with a sinister, delusional optimism. After her recent, emotionally manipulative conversations with Finn in his hospital office, she truly, deeply believes she is merely inches away from finally infiltrating the Finnegan family. She closes her eyes and vividly imagines holding Hayes, sitting triumphantly at the Cliff House dinner table, finally claiming the domestic life she feels she is rightfully owed. When she opens her eyes and sees Finn marching aggressively through the restaurant doors, her face lights up with a triumphant, twisted, hopeful smile. "Finn, my sweet, beautiful boy," Sheila coos, stepping forward eagerly with her arms open wide, fully expecting a warm embrace, fully expecting him to deliver the glorious news that Steffy has finally caved. But the massive, imposing man standing before her is not the conflicted, sympathetic son she manipulated just days ago. Finn's dark eyes are completely devoid of warmth, empathy, or love. His posture is rigid, aggressive, and utterly hostile, radiating a dangerous, palpable fury. He doesn't just reject her desperate embrace, he physically recoils in absolute disgust, holding his hand up like a shield to stop her from taking another step toward him. The temperature in the bustling restaurant seems to plummet instantly as Finn unleashes a verbal assault so cold, so brutal, and so devastating, it leaves the infamous villain completely paralyzed. He doesn't hold back a single ounce of his rage. He doesn't sugarcoat his vicious words. He looks his biological mother dead in the eye, his voice dripping with absolute contempt, and coldly declares that she is nothing more than a horrific, tragic mistake of nature. The vicious words hit Sheila like physical, bone-crushing blows. She stumbles back, gasping for air, her triumphant, hopeful smile shattering instantly into a mask of pure, unadulterated shock and profound agony. Finn's voice rises, echoing through the dining room with the fierce, protective, booming authority of a man defending his sacred bloodline. He aggressively demands that she disappear from their lives forever. There will be no more surprise visits. There will be no more manipulative phone calls. There will be no more lurking in the dark shadows of Los Angeles, waiting for a moment of weakness. She is dead to him, permanently and irrevocably. Sheila tries frantically to interrupt, trying desperately to deploy her usual arsenal of manipulative, crocodile tears, begging him to understand her twisted version of a mother's love. But Finn aggressively cuts her off with a vicious, uncompromising, terrifying roar that silences her completely. He looks down at the broken woman and drops the ultimate, earth-shattering bombshell, the news that will destroy her completely from the inside out. He loudly reveals that Steffy is pregnant. He announces to her that he is going to be a father again, and he swears on his life that he will die before he ever lets Sheila's toxic, infectious poison touch another generation of his family. "You are a lethal, toxic threat to my unborn child's future," Finn snarls, his voice dripping with absolute, unfiltered venom, his eyes burning with a protective fire that Sheila has never seen before. He systematically strips away every single delusion she has desperately clung to over the past year. He explicitly tells her that her very existence on this earth is a clear and present danger to the innocent, fragile life currently growing inside his wife. He frames her not as a misunderstood mother seeking redemption, but as a rabid, dangerous, untamable predator that must be aggressively eliminated from their orbit for the safety of his pack. Sheila's dark, twisted heart completely and utterly shatters into a million jagged pieces. The emotional devastation is absolute, profound, and physically agonizing. Hearing her own flesh and blood, the beautiful son she has obsessed over and fought for over the years, call her a lethal, disgusting threat to his unborn baby is a psychological kill shot that she cannot recover from. Hot, desperate tears stream down her pale face, but they are met with zero sympathy, zero hesitation, and zero mercy. Finn's handsome face is a terrifying mask of unforgiving stone. He delivers the final, crushing, definitive blow to their twisted relationship. He looks at the weeping, hyperventilating, broken woman standing pathetically before him and asserts, with absolute, chilling certainty, that whatever lingering, complicated, biological love he might have once foolishly harbored for her is completely, irreversibly, and permanently dead. The sacred duty of fatherhood, the primal, overwhelming need to protect his pregnant wife and his vulnerable children, has aggressively eradicated every single ounce of pity or connection he had left in his soul. He is a fierce, protective father first, a devoted, loyal husband second, and he will never, ever be her son again. With his final, devastating piece said, Finn turns his broad back on Sheila without a single second glance. He marches confidently and aggressively out of Il Giardino, leaving his biological mother standing alone, sobbing uncontrollably in the smoldering wreckage of her shattered, delusional fantasies. The toxic, suffocating umbilical cord is finally, permanently, and violently severed. Finn has aggressively chosen his family, proving his absolute loyalty to Steffy in the most dramatic, public, and undeniable way possible. He has passed the ultimate test, securing his place by Steffy's side. But as Finn drives away, the adrenaline slowly fading to leave a profound sense of relief, the burning, terrifying question echoing in everyone's mind is, what on earth happens now? Sheila is a highly dangerous, unpredictable woman who operates entirely on toxic obsession, violent impulses, and a burning thirst for bloody revenge. Now that she has been brutally, publicly rejected by the only person she truly cares about, now that she knows another precious Forrester Finnegan heir is on the way, will she truly just disappear into the night? A cornered, heartbroken Sheila is the most lethal, terrifying Sheila of all. Her grand, comforting delusions of a happy, reunited family have been violently, ruthlessly ripped away, leaving a gaping, black void in her soul that can only be filled with explosive, destructive rage. If she cannot have Finn's love, if she cannot hold her new grandchild, will she settle for his complete, utter, and total destruction? Will she target the pregnant Steffy in a blind, jealous rage, determined to destroy the family she is forbidden to join? The stakes have truly never been higher, and the beautiful, serene Cliff House is currently sitting on a massive, ticking time bomb. Steffy may have won this crucial, defining battle, securing her husband's unwavering loyalty and aggressively protecting her unborn child, but the war is far, far from over. Sheila has absolutely nothing left to lose, no one left to impress, and no hope left to cling to. And a legendary, psychotic villain with nothing left to lose is capable of the most horrific, unimaginable atrocities. Will this miracle pregnancy end in a joyous, beautiful birth, surrounded by love and family, or will it become the ultimate, tragic target of Sheila's final, most sinister, and catastrophic act of bloody revenge? The countdown to the ultimate showdown has officially begun.